In the previous class, we started with the introduction of internet working with TCP/IP, where we have seen things like what is internet working, what is the details like what are the topics we are going to consider in this particular subject. Okay, about those things we have given some introduction, and we have given the details like what are the textbooks we will be using, and contents of the first topics we said like we'll be discussing about what is protocol layering, and we will look into one of the most important reference model which we call as a TCP/IP protocol suite. Then next we have seen like we will be looking into OSI model. Okay, and to refer to these three things we have used these two textbooks. That's what we have seen in the previous class. And we have seen some of the definitions like what is internet working, what is the best known internet. Okay, so these are the things we have seen. So if you remember this scenario also we have considered, but to make it familiar for other people, if we just look into this thing, we are trying to model the communication in terms of a particular scenario, where we are saying like in the first scenario we are going to have a simple communication. Simple communication in the sense only direct communication, how I am communicating with you, how you people will be communicating with your friends if they are available in a particular room. Okay, so that's what we are considering. So she will be listening and she will be talking and she will be listening, or if she is talking, the other person will be listening. So this kind of communication it happens as if they are directly talking with each other. Okay, but when I have this scenario too, where I do not have these two people available in one location, okay, there you can consider like she is there somewhere in Hyderabad and the other person is there in Delhi or any other place. In that case, for us it happens, it appears as if you are directly talking with your friend. But in general, it won't be happening like that. But you can see we have three different layers. Okay, so through which the information will be going. So it can be considered like you are sending some information and that information is going all the way through three different layers, and maybe if it is something like you are sending a postal card, the department of post they will be carrying this particular post and they will be delivering at the other side. But if you consider something like you are sending a mail, okay, email it won't be sent by a vehicle or something like that, right? But the internet itself using some protocol called as SMTP, using that protocol it will be carrying from this location to the other location. Okay, that's what we can see over here. Okay, and if you see here at this particular layer what we are saying, this person if she listens the other person will be talking, if other person talks she will be listening. This is what we have seen in the previous one also. But what is the extra thing we have? It's like the information is not directly given to the other person. So we want to make sure like some kind of secrecy, confidentiality, and also integrity is maintained. When I say secrecy, like nobody else should be able to understand what you are talking. Okay, so you might be writing in some code. Okay, so that only you and your friend will be able to understand that. And when I say confidentiality, like you will be hiding that information. Even when I say integrity, nobody will be able to change, alter the content of that particular message. Okay, so something like you are asking how are you, it won't be like who are you at the other side. Okay, that kind of changes will not happen when you have confidentiality, integrity, and the other thing is availability. Okay, CIA we call it as confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So those all things comes as part of security. How to secure your data. Nowadays, if you remember, there is more talk about the security. Like WhatsApp will be getting your personal information and payments information, all those kind of things, and people are trying to move towards Telegram or even Signal apps, right? So all these things are because you don't want your information to be in the hands of someone else. Okay. So even like if you remember 1 year back or something, WhatsApp came up with thing like we are going to provide end-to-end security. Okay. Any idea what is end-to-end security? Hmm? So we are going to have two kinds of security. One is link by link security and the other one is end-to-end security. With this example also I can say link by link security means I am going to provide security from this point to this point, again this point to this point, and again from this point to the other point, that point to that point, that point to that point. That means when I say I am able to provide security from here to here, okay, someone else who is sitting here will be able to look into your data. Okay, so most of the most of the apps I'm not exactly sure, but I'm just thinking. For example, if you consider Google or Facebook, they will store your data in servers. Okay, so if you don't have end-to-end security, the people who are having access to that servers can look into your data. Okay, that's what happens when you have link by link encryption. But if you have end-to-end encryption, encryption is done by you, decryption will be done by your friend. Again, they will be encrypting, you will be decrypting. Nobody else will have the key to encrypt and decrypt that particular message. That is the difference between end-to-end security. Okay. So I have an end-to-end security which can provide me some kind of confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Okay, so that nobody else will be able to alter the message, read the message, modify the message. Okay. Then I want someone to send my message. Okay. I have send message and there we have receive mail. Similarly, if they are sending, here we will be receiving. So this is another type. Like previously when I was communicating directly, I am directly able to communicate. I don't need all these things. But when my friend is located in some other location, with direct communication is not possible because of the distance. So I need to come up with a 3-layered protocol like this. Okay. Now the question is, what is the number which we can choose for this number of layers? Is it 1? Is it 3, 5, 6? How to come up with that? Okay. So for example, you are coming up with some technology. Okay. You can say like, I need just 4 layers. That's enough for me. Someone else will come. They'll say like, no, I need 5 layers. Okay. Someone, your friend will come come and say like, these are fine. I'll go with 3 layers. So if people are having this kind of ambiguity, then when you are communicating, it will be difficult because it should be like whatever you are using here, the other person also should use the same thing. We cannot have different varieties over here. Okay, so that's the reason the people who organize, basically Internet Architecture Board or ISOC we call Internet Society. Okay, so all these people who are in the administration of Internet, they have come up with some standards. Okay, so if you remember here or somewhere we talked about protocols and standards, right? Okay, so protocols is like set of rules which we are trying to put on so that people will communicate without any problem. Okay. And standards, like what are the protocols or what are the rules we are agreeing when we are communicating with each other. Okay. So that's what we are considering here. This is something, and also have another one. This is a different case. For example, you are communicating with someone in other parts of the world who doesn't know English, or maybe you know Telugu, but they don't know Telugu. You need some intermediate person who can translate at your side and also at their side. Okay, so that's what we are trying to consider. We are trying to say in English over here. They are converting into Dutch. Okay, your assistant will send that particular courier to the other side. The other person will receive the assistant over there. Again, we have a translator over there who will convert and present in the same manner how that person will be understanding that information. Okay, so if you see all these protocol layer scenarios, any similarity you observe with respect to layers, each layer, or can you try to give some 2 or 3 points with respect to each layer, like when I consider this layer, here and there what happens? Here and there what happens? Like that, can you give some statements? Or at least you can look into this and say. So it's like when I consider a particular layer, whatever the operations I am doing here, the same operations I am doing there. That means the object which is available here, listen or talk, the same object we are going to use there. Okay, I cannot say like I will have listen or talk here, but I will interchange there. It doesn't work. Okay, whatever the operations you do here, the same kind of operations you will have to do over there also. Okay, and the kind of operation you do, they must be reversed. Like if you are listening, the other person should talk. If you are sending, the other person should receive. Okay, you cannot say like both will be sending. Packets will collide, nothing will happen. Okay, so that's what we need to observe. So the principles of protocol layering, whenever you are coming up with a particular protocol layering, you need to follow these principles. Okay, the first principle it says, if you want bidirectional communication, we need to make each layer so that it is able to perform two opposite tasks. Okay, that's what we said, right? So one of the principle what we said is, if you are listening, the other person should talk. If you are encrypting, the other person should decrypt. Okay, if you are sending, the other person should receive. That's what the first principle says. Then we have the second principle where we say like the two objects which we are considering in each layer, they should be identical. Okay, I am considering encryption decryption object. The other side also you need to consider the same kind of object. Okay. So whether you consider TCP/IP protocol or OSI, anything you consider, these two principles you will have to follow. Okay. Then the logical connection, why we are considering it as logical connection, any idea? Why it's not physical connection? Yes? Any guesses? What it says? Imaginary. What does it mean? So it's not real, right? So whatever the connection you are making, is it real or imaginary? You are saying like you are sending some information to your friend. You might be sending through a mail. Okay. So whether you are taking a wire and connecting all the way till your friend connection computer, you are not making. You are using mobile phones. Okay. So when you are using mobile phones, you are trying to communicate wirelessly. Okay. So you are not taking a connection from your mobile to your friend's mobile and making a connection, right? So this connection, whatever we are using, this is logical. That's the reason we are having this. So the logical connection, we are going to have a logical connection between each layer. For you, it appears as if you are directly communicating with your friend. Similarly, the layer at the second, for this also it appears as if you are encrypting and decrypting. We don't know what is happening above, we don't know what is happening below. Okay. Similarly, for the last one, we have a logical connection where you are sending and the other person they are receiving. That's it. Okay. So layered architecture, whatever the concepts we have considered, that we will try to show in terms of a layered architecture. The best known or most popular reference model, that is TCP/IP, that we will try to see. Okay. So before going to TCP/IP, we will try to address what is OSI model. OSI stands for Open System Interconnections. Okay, you can write down OSI, Open System Interconnections. It is also called ISO OSI. Okay. So ISO OSI we call it as. ISO, you have idea what it is?
International standards.
International Standard Organization. Okay. So when I consider OSI model, we are saying open system interconnection. Can you just try to think why we are calling it as open system interconnections? What does it mean?
Open system is we can communicate throughout the world.
Open system?
We can communicate throughout the world.
Open system means we can communicate throughout the world. Any other answers? We can communicate to any network. We are saying open system interconnection. I'm not saying about any communication or anything. Open system interconnection. So we have many systems which are open for interconnection. Okay, we have many systems like a laptop, mobile phone, desktop. They are open for having a connection with other computers. That's what we are saying, open system interconnection. So to have connectivity between all the open systems which are available in the internet or in the world, we are coming up with this OSI model, open system interconnection. Okay. So as you can see here, this is a 7-layer protocol. Okay, or 7-layer reference model. Okay. So we have application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical layer. Okay. So tomorrow again when I come and ask like what are the layers we have in OSI model, you may say, you may remember all the layers, but you will have confusion like whether application is first or session is first, transport is first or network is first. That kind of confusion will be. Okay. So we have a sentence using which we will be able to remember that. So it is like somehow it's not working. Anyway, I will write here. All people seem to need data processing. Okay. So if you remember this, you will be able to have idea like all means application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical link. Okay. This sentence you need to remember so that you will have sequence of these things. Okay, done. Okay, so with these things you will be able to remember these things. Now we shall look into individual layers, like what each and every layer does. Okay, that's thing we will see. So it's like when I consider this OSI model, as you can see here, like we have device A, device B, and intermediate nodes are available here. Like as you can just think, this device may not have direct connectivity with the other device, but there may be some intermediate routers to which these things are connected. Okay, it's something like you are available at your home, you want to communicate with your friend. Okay, when you make a call, first it will go to the base station to which you are connected, and it will try to connect with the other base station to which your friend is connected. Okay, something like that in telecommunication will happen, right? Similarly, here also, when you are communicating with your friend, you may be sending the data to your next node. Okay, that will be communicating with another node to which your friend is available. Okay, and don't consider like we are going to have only two nodes because it is shown in the diagram. Okay, so this may be like replicated. I may have 10 intermediate nodes also here. Okay, it all depends on how much distance we have. Okay, so for example, you are communicating from here to America. You may have several intermediate nodes over there. Okay, so like that, these intermediate nodes will be there. So this particular diagram actually shows how the information flow happens at end systems and intermediate systems. For example, you are considering the device from which you are communicating. It's like I have all the layers which are processing the data, but when I go to intermediate nodes, we are processing the data till network layer itself. Above that, the information is not going. Okay. Again at the end, again I have all the layers processing the data. So it's something like the user sitting at this particular location, he is giving some information. Okay. That information will be captured by this application layer. And by doing some kind of operations on that one, or by doing some kind of modifications to that, this application layer will give the information to presentation. How it gives? You are going to have a application layer to presentation layer interface, or layer 7 to layer 6 interface. Okay, there will be some interface which gives the information to presentation layer. Okay, again presentation layer will give to session layer. It will give to transport, network, data link, and physical layer. Through physical layer, you are going to have a channel. Okay, through the channel you are sending the information, and that information, as you can see, is captured by the physical layer of intermediate. Okay, and this node, this layer, again it gives that information to this data link layer for further processing. Okay, and that data link layer will give to network layer, and this network layer, whatever I have here, this takes that information and gives the routing information to the packet and passes on to this next intermediate node. Okay, again there it's like directly network layer is not giving to this network layer. But how it happens is you are going to have the transmission all the way like this. Okay, and so it will come all the way like this. It will be processed and it comes back in the same manner how it has gone. Same, it will go all the way till this one. It will get the routing information, and again it will be coming like this, and it will be going That is what happens. Okay. So your information will start here. Okay. And it will come all the way till physical layer. And here you are going to process. You will check if there are any errors, and you will give to network layer where routing information will be captured. And the network layer, by looking at the routing information, it will add that routing information in the packet, and again it will give for the below layers, and it gives all the way to this one, and this one checks all the information and gives back. And again when you are going here, physical layer, it receives the information, tries to represent in terms of bits, and again data link layer, with respect to frame, if there are any errors it will check, and network layer, it checks the destination. If the IP address matches with your own IP address, it gives to transport layer, where transport layer again it checks like do we have any errors at the packet level. Okay, those packet level errors are rectified, and there is a chance like the packets are delivered in jumbled manner rather than sequenced manner. So it will arrange those packets, and after that it gives to session layer. Session layer again it handles like session establishment, termination, all those kind of things, and also syntax, semantics, all those things. And it will give to presentation layer, where presentation layer will give the information to application layer by representing in a proper manner. Because I might be interested in getting my information in some manner, my friend may be interested in getting in some other manner. Like it's like when you consider Yahoo Mail, their graphical user interface will look something, Gmail will look different. Okay, same way if you look at WhatsApp, you are going to have something. If the same thing if you consider for Telegram, it will be something else. Anyway, both are chatting applications, right? But the look wise they are different. Okay, so like that presentation will be done, and the information will be given to application layer. Okay, so you understood how this entire thing happens. Okay, so yeah, so it happens on the way like you are giving some information. Okay, so I am getting okay, I am getting information like this D7. Okay, further the layer we have application layer, right? It attaches this header H7. Okay, a header is attached, and that completing this completing whatever I have, that will be considered as data for the next one. Okay, so it all happens something like you are writing some information on a paper. Okay, and you are giving to layer 7. What it does is, for this entire message, it will keep some envelope. Okay, it will keep in an envelope and gives to next layer. Okay, whether the next layer will be able to see what is there inside? It won't be able to see because this is there in envelope. Okay, again next layer what it does? It will keep in another envelope. Okay, you can also consider this as encapsulation with respect to programming. If I have to say, you can say like this is kind of encapsulation. Okay, so this encapsulates the next one. Like that, this process will be repeated. So you can see here, I am giving the data. A header is attached for that one, and you are encapsulating that one, and that entire information will be considered as data for the next one, and it will be encapsulated. Again, you are considering that as data, attaching a header. Okay, header you can consider it as encapsulating or keeping in an envelope. Okay, like that, the entire process will go. At the other side, if you have to read back, you will have to remove envelope by envelope. One by one, you will be removing the envelopes. Okay, so that's what we are doing there. If you remember, like in the physical medium, how you are sending the data means you are sending in the form of these bits are represented in the form of some electrical signal or optical signal. Okay, so I might be representing 0 with a negative value, 1 with a positive value. Okay, so voltage levels we will be varying so that the other side people will be able to identify whether it is 0 or 1. Okay. And again, this layer, it tries to eliminate layer 2 header and trailer and gives to data third layer, network layer. There again, it removes its header and gives to next layer. So when I say these layers, when I look into these layers, it is like this information, whatever I have, I am directly giving to this. Isn't it? Whether D7 is available to any of the other layers, it's not available. You have some other form, but exact D7 is not available. Similarly, when I look at this one, it appears as if I have a direct connectivity between these layers, logical connection. Similarly, here also, I have a logical connection. Okay, like that, at each and layer, every layer, if you see, the person sitting at that layer or the protocol sitting at that layer appears to communicate directly with their peers. Okay, application layer is communicating with application, transport is communicating with transport, like that they will be feeling. Okay, so what is happening in this application layer is not known by this layer. Similarly, presentation layer is unaware of what is happening at session layer. Okay, they won't interfere in other layer functionalities. Okay. So at the physical layer, you are trying to get frames from data link layer. Basically, frames will be coming from data link layer, and you will represent them in terms of zeros and ones. Similarly, other side also, you are getting the information from the channel. That information you are trying to represent in terms of bits. Okay, that is the responsibility of physical layer. Okay, how to represent the information in terms of bits. Okay, electrical characteristics, mechanical characteristics of this data is handled by physical layer. Okay. So the physical layer is responsible for the movement of individual bits from one hop to other hop or one hop to next hop, and how it is done by representing in terms of bits. But one thing we need to know is we won't be able to like the computer or the channel whatever we are using, it won't be able to identify these ones and zeros. That is the reason it is trying to represent them in the form of some waveforms or signals which are carried out through this transmission medium. Okay, is it clear? Okay. So next we have data link layer, where we are taking the information from this data link layer. From this hop to the next hop, it has to deliver. Okay, hop to hop delivery is handled by data link layer. Okay, physical layer, one node to another node, it will be carrying the data, and delivery of the data from one hop to hop is delivered by data link layer, is done by data link layer. Okay, the data link layer is responsible for moving frames. What was the responsibility of this one? Physical layer? Movement of individual bits. Here, frames. Okay, their bits are moved from one hop to next hop. Here, frames are being moved from one hop to next hop. Okay, then network layer I have. It takes the information from transport layer and gives information to data link layer. Similarly, other side takes from data link layer and gives to transport layer. Okay. So it's something like it gets instructions from transport layer, okay, and takes services from data link layer. Okay, always a particular layer provides services to above layer, takes services from below layer. Okay, so to provide the service to transport layer, it is taking the services from data link layer. That's what you need to keep in mind. Okay. So network layer is again responsible for moving packets from one node to another node. Okay, or here we can consider like from source to destination. Okay, so you need to have the differentiation here. This link to this link, this link to this link, that is the responsibility of data link layer. But starting from ending, it is the responsibility of network layer. Okay, is it clear? Okay. Transport layer, from each sessions it gets separate information, Like you might be using Facebook, you might be using Gmail, okay, you might be using any other thing, okay, any news, anything you might be doing. So Facebook data, WhatsApp data, news data, YouTube data, like that separate sessions will be there. Even though the system is one, okay, you won't get Facebook information in Gmail. You won't get Gmail information in WhatsApp, right? It has to deliver only to Gmail, only to WhatsApp. How it is done? Because of separate sessions. Okay, so this transport layer is taking the information from each session and giving to network layer. Similarly, at the other side, take the information from network layer and give it back to the same session layer which requested, not for another one. Okay, like Facebook, Gmail, WhatsApp, etc. Okay. So transport layer is responsible for transferring message from one process to other process. Okay. So process to other process, we are not saying device to device here. Process within a particular device, you may have hundreds or thousands of processes running. Okay. So transport layer is responsible for handling from one process to another process. Okay. Then reliable process to process delivery of message has to be done by transport layer. So when I consider complete internet, you can see here, this is internet which is connecting these two devices. Network layer is able to do host to host delivery, or this end to the other end, source to destination delivery it takes. But within this particular device, okay, I have different processes, and each process has to communicate with another process. So that process to process delivery is done by this transport layer. Okay. Session layer, from each presentation layer it takes information and gives to transport layer. So it has to give the information like synchronization messages. Okay. If this is not there, what happens? If someone is asking some message now, the reply will come tomorrow. Okay, like that will happen if synchronization is not there. Okay, because the other side they have to identify whether this particular information belongs to this cycle or next cycle, this connection or next connection. How it will identify? If we have synchronization. Why do we need synchronization? We have time, right? Why we cannot follow time? For example, if I look into this time now, it is 7:30. Okay, I cannot say like 7:30, so I have class at 9:30, right? Because the times of individual systems may not be same. Okay, even if you have 1 second, 2 second delay, your communication happens in microseconds. Okay, so to have proper synchronization, we need extra synchronization with scale. Okay, so that's the reason we are using this. Then session layer, it is responsible for handling session establishment. Like I want to communicate with Facebook process in my system wants to communicate with Facebook process in your friend system. Okay, that connection someone has to establish, right? Or the session someone has to establish. Session layer will do that. Okay, once you establish the connection or once you establish the session, it may require something like how much bandwidth you need for that one. Okay, those kind of things, okay, are also have to be handled by session layer. Maintaining the session, once your job is done, you need to terminate that one. Okay, and we also have token management and synchronization. Token management is something like it's something like there may be some issues with respect to security. Okay, if I keep on giving some tokens, okay, then I will be able to identify individual sessions. Okay, so to identify individual sessions and also to provide security, we will have to go with token naming. Okay. So you just remember what are the functionalities of session layer. That's enough. Okay, because when we go into TCP/IP model, we won't be utilizing this session model, session layer. Okay. Then similarly, presentation layer I have. From application layer, you are getting some messages, and that message is presented in beautiful manner and given to session layer. Okay. So So presentation layer is responsible for handling syntax and semantics. Syntax is nothing but like in each language you are going to have some rules, right? You have to represent the information in this manner. Okay, that syntax is defined, and also semantics, like how it has to be displayed. Okay, is it in the form of a table? Is it in the form of a array? Is it in the form of a data structure? How you want to display that one? So those things are handled by presentation layer. Then application layer, as you can see, we have different applications that information will be coming from users through that applications to this layer, and it will be given to presentation layer. So you have different applications running at application layer. Like it may be mail server, SMTP you might be using. It may be X.500 with respect to security. It may be with respect to file transfer protocol, HTTP, anything. It might be running at application layer. Okay. So this summarizes all layers, what each and every layer does. Like application layer, as you can see, it allows access to the network resources, like sending mail, sending images, sending videos, watching videos, all those kind of things. Yeah, you have all those things available on the network. To utilize those things, we are taking the help of application layer. Then I have presentation layer, which talks about translating the information, encrypting, and also compressing the data. Okay, it's related to. I can also say it is related to syntax and semantics, and also providing kind of security. Okay. Then session layer I have, where it has to handle establishing the session, managing the session, and terminating the session, and token management, and this one synchronization thing. Okay, all these things are handled by session, and the transport is responsible for providing having a process to process delivery of a message. Network is responsible for handling packets from one node to another node or source to destination, and also it has to route the packets. Okay, move the packets means it has to provide the proper path from source to destination. That also network layer has to do. And data link layer, all this packet information, whatever we are getting, it has to be represented in the frames. Okay, and again at the other side, from the physical layer, you will be receiving bits. That bits have to be compressed into frames. Okay, and deliver this thing, hop to hop delivery of the frames it has to do. And physical layer, like move these bits from one hop to another hop by representing them in the form of electrical signals or optical signals. Okay. So far in all these layers, any doubt is there? Is it clear? Okay. So if you want to note down, you can note down these points. Done. Okay, we'll stop for today and we'll continue in next class. Okay. Next class we will go with TCP/IP reference model. You have received roll number? Not yet.